Hey guys, Coach Keith Keppner here. I'm going to do a video breakdown review of the Plant versus Resendiz fight. Wow, the underdog did it. Pretty cool, but I'm going to talk about how he did it. Now, why should you listen to me? Well, I'm not only did I box, and I was trained by my father, who's a professional boxing coach, and he was trained by Chuck Bodak and mentored under him as a coach. And Chuck worked with over 50 world champions and was the Olympic coach for Muhammad Ali. But I've also coached fighters myself, amateur and professional fighters, over the last about 15 years. Ran many successful boxing gyms and took guys from complete zero to professional level and fighting on national television. All right. So it'd be good to listen to me, right? Anyway, let's talk about the Plant versus Resendiz fight. All right. So just getting right into it, the breakdowns and everything else. You want to make sure you stick around for the big takeaways from it because there's something to be learned from all of these fights. And it was a good fight, man. It was a great great night. Also, because the unexpected happened. I did not expect Resendiz. I didn't know a lot about Resendiz, but I didn't expect that to happen. All right, so Plant left his arm extended in the first little bit of the fight, and working off of it. And I wrote a note that his opponent doesn't know much to do with it. It was shutting him up. He didn't have many answers for it. Kudos to Plant. It's something that I've worked on with some of my longer people, leaving that arm out there as you step out or to control or to interfere. And he did one of the classic interference things. He would do the jab and leave the arm out, jab off of that, leave the arm out, jab for the body off of that, leave the arm out, left hook or right hand off of that, and then put it out again when someone tries to attack to play interference, turning them with a jab. So putting his jab on the left side of Resendiz's face to maneuver him as Caleb walked off to his right side or shuffled off to his right side. So really good work on his part starting off. But as we know, things can happen over the course of a long fight. If this was an amateur fight, it'd be Caleb all day. It wasn't, though. It was a professional boxing match. And Caleb showed a lot of great things. I'm not trying to demean him or anything like that, but just a great fight. So I put a note here that the Resendiz's corner said, push down the lead hand with his left hand and come over with the right hand. I put nope. So he tried it once, barely, but one thing that happens, okay, so if you take your left hand and try to push down someone's left hand, their lead hand, you can make a pathway for your right hand, but you're also making a pathway for your own right hand. I highly recommend taking your right arm and brushing it to the inside of the person's body and use that to either counter with the right hand or to come in with a 1-2, which Resendiz does something similar to that in just a little bit. All right, so Plant was doing a good job of doubling the jab. And then, but I was noticing Plant's chin is up in the air. The way I like to put it to people in a colorful way is that he wasn't wearing his seatbelt. You can drive a car all day and for years and not get in an accident and not wear a seatbelt and be completely fine. But if you have a driver on the road that's going to smash into you, not paying attention or intentionally smashing into you like Resendiz was, it can cause you problems. Now, one time you should have been wearing a seatbelt, can cost you everything. All right. And I think it was in some of the ways that Caleb got cost or had to pay the price. I wrote also as well that because, by the way, Resendiz kept his chin down beautifully. So even though some shots got through, the damage is a lot less. Again, it's like if you get in car accidents, you wear a seatbelt, the damage is typically less than if you don't. All right. So anyway, Resendiz, I wrote, needs to work out of the clinch more. He was getting shut down a little bit and accepting the clinch, also reaching out, creating the clinch himself. As the fight pours on, he doesn't do that. And as the fight pours on, he does a couple other things you need to watch out for. And it's good things for fighters and coaches to be reminded of and for me to be reminded of. Now, before I jump into that, though, I have coming up here June 16th for 10 people only. The first 10 people, already got a few people already signed up for it. The 6 weeks of the Sweet Science. So what is this? It's 42 days, literally nonstop, every single day. I'm going to give you a combination to work on. I'm going to give you footwork to work on. And I'm going to give you defense to work on every single day, as well as a few other things, as well as road work and everything else. And it's done in such a way that you can do it every single day. And I promise you're not going to overtrain. You're not going to run yourself into the ground. It's done in a fashion to build up the habits, to ingrain in your membrane, in your physiology and your psychology, what it takes to get to the next level. Okay. And to ingrain new habits, expand on old ones, and maybe recapture ones that you've lost. All right. Or maybe never had if you're a beginner. Who's the fourth for anybody? Whether you've been boxing for years or just started boxing yesterday. It's going to help increase it. And now the best part is there's consistency built into it. All right. And guess how much it costs you? It's only $5.92 a day. Now you pay that up front, but it's only $5.92 a day. And it doesn't matter where you are. So you do it anywhere in the world. When you complete the 42 days and you submit it all in the app that you're going to be invited to when you join, when you do that, you get rewarded with a lot of things. First off is you get rewarded with 2 30-minute video coaching sessions with me that you and I are going to work on. You're also going to get the month or the paying equivalent of elite coaching. So it's like about a month and a half of I'm going to build out a custom program with you, work with you side by side, and build it exactly for you to help you get to the next level. And then also as well, even on top of that, you're going to get a digital copy of my book that has not come out yet because I got it refined now, but a digital copy of my 66 strategies of boxing, 66 boxing strategies and tactics. It's a deep dive into fighting 7 different types of archetypal fighters, as well as fight plan strategies, and also a tactics toolbox. It's really killer, man. So click on the link below on the Patreon page so you can jump in on that. So you know when you click on that, you only pay it one time. It's not like a monthly thing that goes over again. It gets canceled right after you pay for it, so it doesn't re-up again. So make sure you go check that out. Now let's jump back into this, guys. So Resendiz gets that 2-1. At first I said it was a 2-1, but really, what was it? When it was like kind of middle of the fight, round 4 or 5. I don't have in my notes which round it was. If you watch the video, he right hooked the left shoulder, and then jabbed afterwards. So basically, it's like a 2-1 concept where people, after a right hand shot, typically don't expect people to come in with a jab afterwards, and that's where Caleb was wide open for it. But then also, it kind of served as a little bit of a nullifier of that left arm, kind of like the brush I was talking about earlier with your right arm, brushing with your right arm, the left to the inside of the person's body to come back with the jab. It worked the same way. So it's beautiful. It kind of happened. I don't think Ramirez maybe he purposely did it. He might have. I don't want to, undervalue or underestimate his boxing IQ. So because some guys is really important as well. I made this mistake so many times. I would belittle, right? Not in a public forum like this, but I would belittle in private guys' boxing IQs, these higher level fighters, because you don't see them do everything, or you don't see them make all the adjustments. You're like, dude, the guy doesn't even know how to do blah, blah, blah. But if you spend any time around any of these guys, they do. All right. I spent a little tiny, like a sparring session around Caleb Plant. Never been around Resendiz, but who knows? But anyways, I don't want to second guess what he knows or doesn't know. Anyway, Resendiz catching Plant going to his right side because Plant's chin is up, right? It was a 1-1 kind of overhand style right hand. That's the thing again with that seatbelt. Plant was caught not wearing a seatbelt, so he gets hit with that right hand as Caleb's going off to his left side, so he gets hit by that right hand, running right into it. When you're moving off to your left, watch out for right hands. When you're moving off to your right, watch out for left hooks. Basic stuff, but if you lose focus for half a second, you can get nailed by it. And again, how did Resendiz set it up? He set it off with a double jab. The importance of a double jab, not a single jab, double jab. Very important. That's something as well as that Caleb did a good amount of jabs throughout a lot of the fight, but oftentimes the jab wasn't to set up something directly. So what it was the jab was there, but it existed in its own universe. It would be single jab, double jab. And then he would do one hard lead or maybe a couple shots early on, but then it started to become just one hard lead and then maybe a single or a double, but not those things together, which is when the real magic happens. All right. Now, Resendiz does a better job of getting, the frame in and throwing off of it and in round 4. So I guess it was in maybe round 3 or 4 that he got the right hand. So Resendiz has that left arm now in between he and Plant when he gets close, so it's not wrapped around hugging Plant, and that allows him to remove it and shoot the right hand. He does that excellently a couple times in this fight. You need to watch out for that because that's something I see so many fighters struggle with, and you would be very greatly benefited if you started doing this on the inside. Putting that left arm in between when you get close to keep a little bit of space and then replace that left arm with your right hand. He did a couple beautiful short right hands in this fight. Plant looking for the left hook to the body, but again, he's single. He's not setting up, and also it's very dangerous with that chin up in the air. I put a note here that Plant, in my opinion, needs to do 3 up top a little bit more and some hard 3s up tops, which he does here and there, but tries to set up, and he does set it up a little bit more later, but it's a little too late. They didn't. I wrote after this. I didn't see them do much about the bleeding on the bridge of Caleb Plant's nose, but I might have missed it because I was taking notes. Now, number 5, Resendiz, good jab to the chest and double jabs that was round number 5. In round number 6, Uh, Jab to the body. Oh, yes. So Resendiz' jab to the body sets up a beautiful two up top, which rocks the heck out of Plant. Plant's chin is a little bit up, and Plant's kind of caving off to his right side. He gets nailed by the right hand. And he's there all day for it. Sometimes he gets low enough that he avoids it, but if you're a little bit leaning on that side or you default to flipping and leaning off that side, the right hand's there for you. And a great way to set up is a jab for the body, right hand over top. Classic thing. And it sets up almost a knockdown, but a very, very strong round for Resendiz and hurts Plant quite a bit. And credit to Plant for being a warrior. Then 7, Resendiz almost replaces the left frame with the right hand. And I could tell he just loaded up a little too much. And when you're in there on the inside, you can kind of feel when someone's trying to get ready to do something. And Plant could feel that, and he made it not land. And then Resendiz has to work out of the clinch a little bit more, which he does continually as the fight goes on, but also as Caleb gets more tired and he gets a little bit more out of his focus. Focus is such an underestimated thing or underappreciated thing in pro boxing when you're doing 12 rounds. So many people I've worked with, they can lock in for 3 rounds. They can lock in for 4 rounds. But it's a real mental challenge for them to stay locked in for 8, 10, and of course 12. And of course, back in the day with 15, right? Then number 8, the corner, going into that round, the corner is correct with, in my opinion, with Resendiz saying that he has to work the body more because he's chasing the head a little bit. He's got to work the body more, and he does that brilliantly throughout the rest of the fight. Does a way better job of doing that. And then also on the inside, turning and doing the uppercut. That's a great thing to do. When someone's tying you up, outside of a lot of different ways that you can break out of the clinch that I talk about, turning somebody to slightly unstabilize them, get them out of position and create a little bit of space, and then get the uppercut. And then he does just a great job of shooting that uppercut super short where Plant's head is like right here, and he shoots the uppercut right there. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant stuff. Resendiz does, let's see here, he does put his head in a little bit, moves it around. They say he's butting. You could say I'm being biased that he wasn't. I didn't see the hard. I saw one time the hard into the chest, but I didn't see that the like hard come up on the face. So, you know, it was more so just rubbing his head around, which is to help it. It's borderline. So I'm not arguing him getting called for it, but the idea is to open up cuts, and I thought it wasn't egregious. But it's the ref is the boss, and you can't argue with the ref. All right, and then Plant tries to get that 3 up top and 3 for the body in round 9. So he tries to do more setups for the body shots, and he gets it, but it's a little bit too late. And also as well, after we go 3 top, 3 down low, we hit that body shot. Let's come back up with something. Come back with the right uppercut, perhaps. Don't leave it because then it's an easy counter a lot of the times. And then round 10, Ramirez, beautiful short shots. And then I put in a note here. Ramirez throws off the jab. Like I said earlier, Caleb does not. He tends to jab and then stop. And then he does a hard lead. And so he continues it throughout the fight. And that's one of the things I think strategically that hurt him. Round 11, Plant's corner said, don't break down on your right side. Great advice from the corner because that's what was making him get those rights finding their home on him. Then Plant blows his nose too much. Okay. I saw it a couple times earlier, and then I saw it a lot in round 11. Very dangerous thing. And it's not a folklore thing. I was just talking to somebody about this the other day, where I had a pro fighter. They fought their fight. They were fine. We went to Denny's afterwards. It was in Florida. And they went to the bathroom. They came back out from the bathroom, and they were covering their face. And we're like, hey, man, like, what you cover your face for? They remove their hand, and their whole eye is completely swollen up. It's a huge mouse. What the hell did you do in the bathroom? Did you trip and hit yourself? No, I blew my nose. That can happen. My father has seen it happen in actual fights. I've not actually seen it happen in a fight, but I had a fighter, pro fighter, after the fight, within 2 hours after the fight, go to the bathroom, blow his nose, and blow a giant mouse in his eye where it's all swollen up. Now it's closed, and the fight wouldn't stop instantly. And it only takes one time for it to happen. And you can't undo it. You can't be like, oh, whoopsie daisy, I didn't mean to do that, and then like deflate your eye or something, okay, with all the blood that goes in there. So be smart. Don't do that. Suck it up, swallow it, or get it down into your mouth and spit it out. Do not blow your nose for that reason, because that can happen. Will it always happen? No. But do you want to be that guy that has it happen to you one time in your entire life, when it's a very important fight. All right? Or it makes you lose any fight, whether it's important or not, because every fight's important. All right? So just word to the wise right there. Round number 12. Controlled aggression. Ah, yes, is what Ramirez's corner tells him. Great corner advice, right? So I was a little critical earlier, but man, they won me over. His corner told him controlled aggression. Yes, that is the ticket. That is how you got to fight. Brilliant. And Ramirez had a seatbelt on the whole time with his chin down. Ramirez throws off multiple jabs in this round. Again, just brilliant. The basics, guys. If Plant put about 3 shots together, a lot of the fight can be a different story. Now, of course, there's the mental focus part of it. But if we take that out of the picture, which is a massive part, but if we take that out of the picture, if Plant puts a few more shots together at a time, it could be a different story. And also throws off of a jab as opposed to just jabs in their own microcosm. All right. It was an example of basics winning fights. Plant didn't wear a seatbelt, and also one of the judges needs to be fired. One of the judges needs to be fired. I was expecting Plant to win this fight, but he didn't win this fight. I don't know how one judge could have seen it that way. I just personally didn't. All right. In my opinion, he needs to be fired. All right. Anyway, guys, let me know what you thought. Drop me a thanks, super thanks, like, comment, share, and appreciate your support, guys. Also, I'll see you on that 6 weeks of the sweet science, 42 days of boxing nonstop, guys. See you there.